special postseason edition. And man, if the Brewers Nationals game is any indication, the Nationals winning 4-3 on a Juan Soto bases clearing single in the bottom of the eighth. A tough play by Grisham, charging the ball too hard, got past him, allowed three of them to score. But if that's any indication of how this postseason is going to go, I need to pre-order a defibrillator and some heart attack medication. But I'm all ready for it. Relentless, shop on, let's go. But my thoughts on tonight's game, I would have personally started Steven Strasburg just because he's been on such a roll and such in rhythm. Max Scherzer had been battling that back, and his start since he's been victimized by the home run ball, and that bit him early after a close pitch walk to Grisham on the first batter of the game. As I've always said, leadoff walks usually lead to damage, and then Max Scherzer didn't want to get behind Yasmani Grandal and laid a get-me-over fastball 98 miles an hour to Yasmani Grandal. He was ready for it and crushed it 2-0, and it was dead in Nationals ballpark. And then in the second, Eric Thames got a hanging slider from Scherzer, and he was ready for it. And it wasn't the hardest hit homer I've seen in terms of exit velocity. I believe it was just 100 miles an hour. But as our very own Jeffrey Core said, who did an excellent job on his first postseason broadcast, so congratulations there. It carries well in that part of the ballpark, and he hit it in the right place, and it went out, so 3-0. And then in the third, Trey Turner got a high fastball from Brandon Woodruff, who was cruising up to that point with 99, 98 movement, and sometimes 100, which is just insane. I don't know how anybody hits it. But Trey Turner got on top of that 98-mile-an-hour fastball and parked it for a solo shot, giving them life. It's kind of nice to know that Trey Turner can inflict damage on somebody other than the Braves. Just nice to share the pain a little bit there. And then it was basically kind of dead for both sides. The Nats had a couple of rallies, but with 2 outs, so it's really hard to score runs with 2 outs in baseball, especially postseason. And then the bottom of the eighth happened after Drew Pomeranz threw fantastically for 2 innings. I honestly would have left him in there for that inning just because he was dominating, and I believe there was a couple lefties up there, and I know Josh Hader's one of the best, but 2 innings for a guy, I know he's done it a lot, but in postseason it's just different. I would have stuck with Pomeranz, and then if he got in trouble, gone to Hader, and then definitely gone to Hader in the ninth as your closer. But after a 1-out strikeout on a 3-2 count high fastball, he appeared to hit Victor Robles with a pitch, although I thought it hit the bat first and then hit the hand. It was pretty clear to me, but once you call something on the field, it's really hard to change it. So 1-out hit by pitch, and then broken bat single by Mr. National Ryan Zimmerman. Yeah, I'd put that bat on a mantle if I were him. That was just, it was 97 in his kitchen, and he was just able to get enough of it, get it out in the grass. First and third, 2 outs. Anthony Rendon with a great at-bat, laying off a tough 3-2 high fastball. The thing that got Hader was that he had nothing on his slider, couldn't get it close enough to the plate for them to offer, so he's basically a one-pitch pitcher at that point. And then Juan Soto got I believe it was, I can't remember if it was a hanging slider or a meatball fastball, but he crushed it to left field, and Grisham overplayed it, and it got past him for the 3 runs, and then they had a 1-out single by Kane in the ninth. But once the air comes out of you, it's really hard to come back as a team to get back up. Lorenzo Cain did get a single with one out, but a pop out and a fly out by Ben Gamble ended it to kind of end that Nationals curse that everyone wants to say, even though I will say that I don't believe it's a postseason series victory because it was just one game, but they got that monkey off the back and get to face the Dodgers. Not somebody I want to face until the NLCS, but great job by Strasburg coming in relief. I got to give him props. And just a great way to start the postseason. And I'm glad the Braves weren't in it, but I really wish it wouldn't have come down to that hit by pitch, because I believe in my whole heart of hearts that was a foul ball, and it could have changed. It definitely changed the dynamic of the inning. But you know what? Hader didn't have his slider, and he really couldn't command his fastball too well in the zone, and the Nationals took advantage. But that's what postseason baseball is. It was a lot of fun to watch, and I was just, as a fan of baseball, that was an amazing start to the postseason. Can't wait till Thursday. As always, go Braves.